Jeez, what's up YouTube? Mr. Captain Falcon here for Deck Profile, and this is a deck profile on my Dark Synchro deck. Some of you might be familiar with the OCG meta, so you might have seen this floating around. It's a pretty standard list. If you're not too familiar with what Dark Synchro is, the win condition is very similar to Synchro Fusionist, where you make a whole bunch of Omegas and Trish, and you basically hand loop your opponent's entire hand out. It's pretty consistent after the Dark Illusions, and let's just get straight to it. So first off, we have triple Dop Warrior. Dop Warrior is really good. With the access to your graveyard tuners and your level eater, he comes out a lot, and just the classic junk synchron, get a level 1 tuner, special Dop will still really good. And then for the Dark Engine, we have one Armageddon Knight. He's mainly here to pitch either level eater, Mally, and sometimes Plague Spreader. And then same with 2 Dark Grepher. Dark Grepher is a little bit better than Armageddon Knight because halfway through your combo you can special summon him by pitching Gofu or Mally. Then we have Level Eater. This card's really broken. A lot of people says it should be errated. Doesn't have to be errated, but honestly Omega should just go to 1 and then all the problems will go away. But this card's really good. Lets you extend all your plays, and if you get into graveyard as soon as possible, you're pretty much winning. Then we have triple Gofu. Triple Gofu. Gofu is basically a Cyber Dragon that's a tuner, and he's a level 5 Dark. So that's really good in the aspects that if you just special him, and if you have level eater, you can go straight to Librarian, but you can also go into Coral Dragon as well. So that's really strong. And then being a level 5 Dark, you can pitch him special for Mally, and you can also banish him for Allure of Darkness. Then we play 3 Destiny Hero Malicious. Malicious is really strong in this deck. With Formless Synchron, it's a Omega by himself. And then even if you open him, you can pitch him with Grepher and Plague. And also DDR, Jet Synchrons, all those plays. So he's really good. This is probably the most defining aspect of this deck, but with 3 Mally, the deck can do a lot of plays. Then for the Synchron engine, we play 2 Jet Synchron. He's level 1 tuner. You can pitch him off Excel, but more importantly, he's level 1, so you can do cool plays. You can Synchro Level Eater to make Formula to extend your combos. And since he's level 1, Synchroing with Armageddon Knight or Grepher lets you go into a Librarian, which is very good as well. Then we play 2 Junk Synchron. You only need 2 because your normal summons either this or the Grepher or Armageddon Knight. And just getting back the level 1 tuners is very helpful, and even like halfway if you get Formula Synchron, it's not bad. And then he's also level 3, so he syncs with Librarian for Crystal Wing. Then we play 2 Quick Draw. You only need 2. You might banish him sometimes off the Desires, but being able to go into Junk Warrior and Junk Synchron to extend your plays with Level Eater is very strong. And just getting a level 1 tuner engraved is also sometimes really good. And for our level 1 tuners, we play 1 Recover and 1 Glow Up Bulb. Recover because you can get him off E-Tele, and Glow Up Bulb because he's a good card for the Foolish or just get into graveyard. Again, with Level Eater, just being able to draw cards is really strong. We play 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. This perhaps can go to 2 because it is really good with Mally, but most of the time you only need 1 to resolve, and then you can also DDR this back and then keep abusing him once you're looping through combos, so he's really good. Then we play 2 Synchron Resonators as our last monster. You can special summon this card if you control a Synchro monster, and then basically you just get Level Eater and then you make Formula Synchron, and then it's a really easy one. You can only special summon once per turn, but just seeing him early is really good. That's all our monsters. Then for our spells, play 1 Foolish. You have a whole bunch of targets you want to send, whether it be Jet Synchron, Glow Up Bulb, Level Eater, Mally, Plague Spreader Zombie, a whole bunch of good cards. 1 Rhoda because you play the Armageddon Knight Grepher, Junk Synchron Doppel Warrior, very good card. We're playing 1 Emergency Teleport for the Recover. Even though we're only playing 1 target, it's still pretty good to extend your combos. Then we have 1 One for One. Again, Level Eater, level 1 tuner, fills up your graveyard really good. Soul Charge, so if you draw it halfway through your combo, you win the game. And then 1 Pot of Desires. I might go up to 2, but if then, I'd probably increase the ratio a little bit. Pot of Desires is really strong in this deck because if you, a lot of people don't like the banish 10 downside, but in this deck, if you banish a couple of your combo pieces, your entire deck is combo pieces, so even if you banish some of them, it doesn't matter because you just want to draw into a level 1 tuner, because most of your cards do the same thing. And you can also just play around it by just, if you're like worried about decking out with Librarian, you can just synchro with Librarian, it's still pretty good. So you have that, and then we have for more spells, 2 Allure Darkness. Play a lot of darks, you want to draw into cards, why not? Then 2 Wear Off Thou. This card's to get Level Eater or Level 1 Tuner. You can activate it by control level 1 and then add 1 to your hand. So it's really good. You take 2,000, but if they don't have a hand, it doesn't matter. And then we play 2 DDR. DDR is used to extend your combos as well as to get back your Cyframe Lord Omega and then loop another card to their hand. And then for our last card, we play 3 Tuning, Quick Draw, Junk Synchron, Excel Synchron. They're all really good cards, and then cleans up your deck. That's our main deck. We play 41 cards. Like I said, if you're playing more Pot of Desires, I think it might be cracked to increase some of the ratios on some cards, but this is what I'm going with now. For extra deck, we play 3 Formless Synchron. This card's ridiculous at 3. Level Eater's probably the reason why it's so strong, but just drawing 2 cards with Librarian is still really good. And we play 1 Tatsunoko. Tatsunoko is used as a bridge wave for your Level Eater and your Formless Synchron if you have to continue your plays that way. And then you can also use the Armageddon Knights that are dead in your hand, or you can use it with the Librarian or just fixing numbers with Trishula. So common play is Tatsunoko, Mali, and then Level Eater Mali, and then you have 9 for Trish. When we play 1 Librarian, you want to make this as early as possible if you can. Sometimes it's better to make the other level 5 Excel Synchron, but Librarian, if you get him out and you can start synchroning, your engine will normally keep drawing itself. It's really good. 1 Excel Synchron, this is the card you make if you can't continue your plays after it. By dumping Jet Synchron to your graveyard, you can generally continue your plays. And if you dump Junk Synchron and make him level 8, you can Level Eater and make Omega, which is also really good. One thing to note though, he's not actually a, you can't summon him using Quick Draw because he's actually a generic one, so just be careful of that. And you play 1 Jet Warrior. Jet Warrior is, again, for Quick Draw and Level Eater. He actually has it's pretty good. When you're going second, you can clear some of their back row, and then continue your plays and spade out stuff. And while he's in the graveyard, you can contribute a level 2 or lower monster and special summon him, so you can get him as level 5, so that's pretty good too. Then we play 1 Drill Synchron, or 1 Drill Warrior for our Quick Draw Synchron. This plus Quick Draw plus Level Eater make this, and then he's a gateway for Formula and 6, so you can make the Omega. Or Crystal Wing, which is pretty good too. Then from the new set, we play 1 Coral Dragon. This used to be a Stardust Charge Warrior, but Coral Dragon's much better. Coral Dragon's a tuner as well as a synchro, and he's also a Raigeki Break once per turn. And when he's sent to the graveyard, draw another card, so he's really good. This plus Doppel's 1, this plus Level Eater is an Ancient Fairy, so that's really good too. And when you're going second, clearing back row is really helpful. Then the 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon, you can special summon your level 1 tuner, Level the Ancient Fairy, make Formula, Synchro for Omega. He's overall a really good card. Your battle phase generally doesn't matter unless you're going second, so still really good. Then we play 3 Cyframe Lord Omega. This card honestly should be at 1. It's busted at 3 because the hand loop exists, and if it's at 1, it won't hurt a lot of decks. So this card is really strong, even if you can just make 1. But by making 3, you can loop 3 cards out of your opponent's hand. By DDR, you can loop 4. But more importantly, if your opponent like max sees you, just by Level Eatering this and then putting it to the grave and then shuffling back to your extra, lets you continue your plays for a long time, so he's really good. And then 1 Trishula, you make it after you Omega or your wider Omegaing and you Trish a card. You can leave it on board because this plus Librarian or Crystal Wing and then 3 Omegas is more than lethal. And then the last card is 1 Crystal Wing. After looping 5 cards out of their hand, if you can make it, you just make it. Having Crystal Wing is a pretty good out against most monsters. So that your opponent can like top deck tour guide for the win or something. So that's our main deck and extra. I'm pretty happy with the extra deck. I don't think there would be anything I would change other than maybe the Drill Warrior and the Jet Synchron, or the Jet Warrior if you take out the Synchron engine, but other than that, I think it's fine. For the side deck, I'm playing one Veiler. He was deemed to be the weakest hand trap at the moment, so he was cut to 1. Don't get me wrong, he's really strong, but for the purpose of what we wanted to do, he's not quite as good. Interesting note, the level 1 tuners, or level 1 hand traps can all be searched by Wear Arfda, so that's pretty neat. I play one Shaddoll Dragon. This is to just clear backer if you have Armageddon Knight and Greffer, or Armageddon Knight or Greffer, just helps clear some of the backer decks. And I'm playing 2 DD Crow. This was one of the additions later in the deck. It's a dark, so you can pitch off Greffer, which is cool. You can alert away. You can search for Arfda, and it hits Blue Eyes, so that's pretty much the big reason why we're playing it. Then we're playing Double Maxi because it's a good hand trap. Good against everything that's the older meta, Cosmo, BA, some of the Metalfoes, Cosmo build and stuff. I'm playing 2 Flying Sea because BA is not dead yet. That's basically the only reason. Double Ghost Ogre. This is more of a preemptive thing. I wanted something for Pendulum, and everything else is a bit too slow, and the fact that you can get off E-Telly and that he's also a tuner is not bad either. Then for the last 2 monsters, we're playing 2 Gamma Seal. Gamma Seal is for ships, for Great Magnus, for Raid Raptor, or Raid Raptor, whatever dude, so not bad. Then we have our one Rangeki and our double Twin Twister. Vanity's Fiend, something that's bothering you, Monarchs, traps. Alright guys, that's the deck profile. I'm pretty happy with it. So far I've taken to 1 tournament since Dark Illusion's been out. 1 locals with it. Managed to deck out people. I managed to deck out 3 people because they maxed too early. And I hand looped about everybody else. So it's a fun deck, guys. Requires a little bit more thinking than normal, but other than that, it's definitely a fun deck. So if you guys like the deck profile, comment, rate, subscribe, and peace out, YouTube.